Welcome back to another clay tutorial. Today, we're going to make this miniature version of the stage Jump Club from Fall Guys. Before we get too far into the video, I want to let you guys know there is going to be a poll. You can find a link to this in the description of the video. This poll is going to contain some of the team games from Fall Guys. I know sometimes playing these team games aren't very fun because the team you get can be really terrible, but I think the stages look pretty cool and they are fun when you have a good team. So make sure you check out the poll and help decide what's going to be created next. These are going to be some of the buoys. You can find these floating around in the slime at the bottom of some stages. They don't really have a purpose, I think they're just for some extra detail in the stage. You have these little handles on the top here. Now let's take these and put them into our slime. Typically when you see this slime, you do not want to fall in it because you get eliminated and you have to start over. And now our slime is ready to get baked. After baking, we can start working on all of the supports that go around the stage. When I was choosing which stage to create from Fall Guys, I was pretty unsure of how I was going to create this outside border, but it turns out this idea actually worked out pretty well. These little pieces that I'm sliding onto the wire, I first used a wire to poke the hole through them that makes them slide down these much easier. We have these little rings on top of them. And now let's take some yellow clay, and this is going to be for the next pole, the next section of the pole. Again, I pre-drilled these holes through the clay using another wire. We have the tops of the poles here. Now, these are going to be what we're using to create the whole fence going around the stage. This is a pretty common design in a lot of Fall Guys stages. Sometimes they're different colors though, but I think that you'll be seeing a lot more of this in some other stages we create. We have this orange line on the bottom and we can trim this to make sure that it's nice and straight on the edges. We can actually cover up these holes. I was going to use wires for the middle, but if you notice from the outside poles, the wires get a little bit messy getting coated with clay. So we're just going to try to use the clay itself as the poles, and I think it will hold up just fine. It's not a very big creation and there's not going to be much weight on it. In this stage Jump Club, there's this spinning pole in the middle, and it has these 3 bars on it. 2 of the pink ones are on top, and there's a smaller green one on the bottom, and you have to jump over this green one every time it comes around. But you have to time it right so that you don't get hit by the pink ones spinning on the top as well. Now, this is usually a pretty easy game to get by, except when you have these people who grab you and force you to get hit by the pole. I really hate that, and a lot of times they get hit themselves, so I don't really see the benefit of doing that. Although it seems like there's a lot of people in Fall Guys that just want to make people unhappy by messing up their game, so maybe it's just one of those people. This is going to be our actual Jump Club platform, the one you run around on. Now in this version of it, you just run around on it and just keep jumping over it, but in the harder version, it's the final game, I think it's called Jump Showdown. This one, the platforms actually start to fall, so you get much of a smaller area. You can't really run around a full circle. This gives quite a challenge. I've never really gotten too far in that one. I typically lose. Let's take some purple clay here. This will be to just fill it in and make everything flat. Let's get this off the table and stick it onto the baking tray. This orange is some extra clay for the supports. They're going to be on the bottom of this platform. We also need to make this orange ring here. This is going to be just part of the support system on the bottom of this platform. Now we can start creating our Fall Guys. I didn't go too far into it with the costumes. I would like to create some stages at maybe a bigger scale. I didn't really know this was going to be so tiny, so I had to make these Fall Guys so small. I couldn't really do too much detail with them. Our first guy here is just going to be basic orange Fall Guy. We have the arms here. You can see just how tiny it is next to my finger there. And our little feet. And our first Fall Guy is complete. Now this one I wanted to go for a little bit of a tie-dye design. I haven't really seen any tie-dye colors or patterns in the game. I don't know if they have these. There's so many different colors and patterns they come out with every day, it's really hard to keep track of all of them. As far as the costumes go, I've been playing as the hot dog a lot lately. I just unlocked that. And we're going to create the hot dog right here. I'm still waiting for the pink donut costume. I'm assuming they'll probably add this to the game at some point. Pink donuts seem to be pretty popular. So I'll definitely be playing as that, seeing as that's the Caribix logo. That would be awesome to see. I decided just for some green arms. This is how I've been playing my hot dog Fall Guy lately. We have just a basic green skin here. Now we're going to create the workout Fall Guy, I guess you would call him. He has this headband on. He also has these little armbands on, but he's just too tiny to create that part, so he'll just have the headband. We have this purple guy here. And our Fall Guys are complete, so let's get them onto the baking tray. And our Fall Guys are ready to get baked. After baking, we can do all of the fun assembling using super glue. This is typically my favorite part of a clay creation. I was originally going to cut these all into separate strips to connect from pole to pole, but I had this idea of just creating this ring, and I'm really glad it worked out. As you can see, this clay is actually pretty flexible after baking when it's this thin. I don't know if I just forgot to record it or accidentally deleted it, but I lost the footage for gluing on the top ring of the stage, but it's the same as gluing on the second ring here, so at least you guys get to see that part. Now let's create the spinner here. This is just a matter of assembling all these separate pieces together. First we have these silver connecting pieces, and now the pink poles. I think they have something very similar to this in the show Wipeout, but I haven't really watched that much or for quite a while. But basically everything in Fall Guys reminds me of that show. So here we have our spinner. Let's take this orange strip of clay here, and we can start cutting out all of the supports we're going to be using for the bottom of the stage to help hold it up. And here we'll use some more super glue. From the pictures I was looking at, I couldn't really get a good angle to see exactly how many legs were on there, so I just kind of went for whatever looked right. We'll use some more super glue here to create this ring. This would add some more support to this, but we don't really need the support, it's just for the design. This really doesn't have much weight on it. We can use some more super glue and glue that to the base. We have the spinner. And now we can start attaching all of the Fall Guys onto the stage, starting with my favorite here, Mr. Hot Dog. I'm hoping that he wins in this battle. We have the blue guy diving over here. The green guy just got smacked off the edge. The pink guy is going to be done soon. And we have everybody's least favorite, the guy who grabs you. And here it is, guys! Jump Club from Fall Guys. I hope you all enjoyed the creation of this miniature stage from Fall Guys. Make sure to join in the poll to help decide which stage will be created next. And I will see you all in the next one.